What's going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome to the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Game Day Playbook Preview Show. We're looking at the early Labor Day Monday slate here. 5 games over on DraftKings kickoff the holiday day. I know many of you may be doing some cookouts or going to the beach, but we have day baseball, night baseball. It also kicks off the first Monday of week 1 of the NFL season. So a lot of fantasy action happening. I got a fantasy football draft going on as well, but we are focused. We are lasered in here on this 5-gamer. James and Henry Wilson will be live at 5 p.m. Eastern to break down the main slate because it's my birthday. So I will not be on the live stream there. I'll be going eating a steak somewhere, most likely, and enjoying my birthday evening there. Maybe give the we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out. But Henry and Grande will be there for you at 5 p.m. So make sure you tune in to that there. James, my buddy, how are we feeling this weekend, man?
Doing well. Happy birthday to you and everyone. In the comments right now, if you're watching this, please go ahead and spam happy birthdays. And you can see John's Twitter handle right there, right? X handle. You can see mine. Tag us both and send John happy birthday, and then include pictures of all your favorite condiments. Maybe you want to send food with the condiments on it. That would be John's favorite birthday gift that you guys could provide him. So make sure you tweet at Impemba777 and at the real Grande, all your condiment pictures, like if you have ketchup on your eggs tomorrow morning, if you have
ketchup on your eggs,
if you're making a sandwich during the day and you hear this and there's mayonnaise going on, please make sure before you eat, make sure your phone eats first. Send it to John. He could not be happier to receive a birthday gift from you guys. So I appreciate it. Happy birthday, John. You're welcome for that. A wonderful gift. I hope you get many, many, many pictures of condiments on your Twitter feed tomorrow. But make sure you drop a comment below. Happy birthday, John. Everybody, spam that away.
Yeah, if you guys are new, I don't use condiments on anything. I think they're gross. I like the food as it is. So no ketchup, no sauces. We're just straight out eating the food there. No steak sauce on my steak. Just some salt and pepper. We're good to go. A little seasoning, All right, let's get into this. 5 games. It'll be a little bit of a quicker show, obviously. Jack Flaherty is your top price starting pitcher on the road against Arizona at 10K. Freddie Peralta at home against the Cardinals at 97. We got Corbin Burnes looking to shake off some tough struggles there at home against Chicago. White Sox, Michael Wacha at home against Cleveland. Erod at home against the Dodgers. Your top 5 starting priced pitchers here. The shakiest of the bunch is probably the chalkiest of the bunch, right? In Corbin Burnes?
Yes, but doesn't feel good.
Doesn't feel good.
It does not feel good. Obviously this is not, in Corbin Burnes' defense, the Dodgers, the Astros, the Red Sox, or the Guardians, right? 4 of the last 5, he has faced playoff-ish teams. Boston,
fringy playoff team.
Fringy playoff team, but Boston might be the best offense of them all. So
they're one of the best offenses against right-handed pitchers.
Yeah. So this is not that, but obviously there's something going on. Strikeouts are down, home runs are up, earned runs, hits are awful. He's supposed to be the most highly coveted free agent pitcher next year, and that looks terrible for him. Obviously he's going to be popular, and obviously I'm even. There's a good chance I use him, but
Probably, yeah.
Right? I mean, the White Sox are bad, and we'll talk about the rest of the matchups here. They're not as good as this. It doesn't mean it's not scary, right? That just goes to show you that how terrible the White Sox are. That you're looking at this that he has, this screen right now with 6, 8, 3, and 5 runs over his last 5 starts. And we're still probably going to use him. Probably doesn't really matter because it doesn't.
The other matches aren't great. I mean, Arizona's offense, they mercy ruled the Dodgers today. They took out Betts, Freeman, and Will Smith. I think it was in the 3rd inning. All right, this game's over. Or Oscar rather. They benched him. They're we're down 9-1 or whatever. We're done. We're waving the white flag here. now Flaherty at 10K running up against a really good Arizona offense right now that's without Marte and without Christian Walker. Corbin Carroll has woken up and is looking. There was a stat the other day, like home runs since like July, whatever, and it was like Judge, Soto, Corbin Carroll. Like that was the list. So there's some danger in this lineup, but Jack Flaherty is your top price starter. Are you worried about this matchup for him?
Of course. Would I use him? Sure, in a tournament, but I'm worried for sure. I mean, Arizona is not a team you mess with. They've been the best team in baseball, right? I think record-wise since the All-Star break, it's either them or the Padres.
Yep.
Or the Dodgers.
They did this last year. Remember how hot they got? They got into the playoffs, and then they went to the World Series. So
yep. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely worried about Flaherty. I still think like ultimately when you look at the slate, there aren't many pitchers that have as much upside as him, just given the strikeout equity that he possesses. 167 strikeouts in 135 innings it's insane. But I think like I prefer Freddie Peralta probably for 300 cheaper. I know that's a really scary thing to say because Freddie Peralta has to be the most inconsistent pitcher, and like Freddie Peralta's ceiling and floor couldn't be further away from each other than any pitcher in baseball, right? Him and Pivetta, they're up there, like their ceilings and their floors couldn't be further from each other. Peralta is that guy. I mean, there 11 straight scoreless innings, 1 run in his last 3 starts. And then you look at the starts prior, it's like, oh, wow, he's been pretty bad for like a pretty good stretch. But then he goes into these modes and he's like, oh, Freddie Peralta, right. Nobody can hit him. Yep. So he has elite strikeout stuff. We had talked about that, just because a couple starts.
He absolutely dominated St. Louis this year. 17 innings, 3 starts, 3 earned runs, a 1.5 ERA, almost 18 fantasy points. That's 0-0, by the way. He has yet to get a decision in any of those 3 starts, allowing just 3 runs in 3 starts. So,
like St. Louis, like realistically, is not a team that strikes out a whole bunch. 22% against righties this year, and they're like relatively middle of the pack. They are dead smack in the middle of the pack in terms of OPS against righties. So, like, it's not the easiest spot, but also, like you said, he's dominated them. This is a different Cardinals lineup than what it was earlier in the year. Not to slight Jordan Walker and his 5 for 5 on Sunday, but those might. I think that equals as many hits as he had the entire season.
Maybe his career.
So, I mean, so like this lineup is different. Luke and Baker's playing every day. Walker's playing every day. So, more susceptible to the strikeout. I do think Peralta is a better play than Flaherty. But if we do get ownership and like there's a wide discrepancy, like of course you can play Flaherty at lower ownership because he is an elite pitcher.
Of the pitchers below Corbin Burns, is there a spot that you'd be looking to go?
Ooh, that is a tough question.
I wouldn't confidently say yes to anyone.
Honestly. I know. I am not disagreeing because just running through them, Michael Wacha gets a really good Guardians offense. They're starting to click. Jimenez, Big Christmas is amazing. And then we don't obviously have to mention Naylor and Ramirez, right? Yeah. Those guys goes without saying. When everyone else is heating up, that's a scary team. On Wacha. To be fair, Cleveland is still a bottom 10 offense and against right-handed pitching this year in OPS. They do have a 19% strikeout rate. So like where there's maybe some wiggle room, there's none, right? Yeah. Like Wacha, if Wacha was a strikeout artist, then maybe there'd be some consideration. He's not. Erod, oh dude, he looks bad against the Mets and now has to face the Dodgers, who are just hitting home runs in mass quantities. Verlander in his 2 starts has looked He looked fine against Boston, didn't look good against Philly, now has to pitch in Great American.
Great American, tough spot.
Payante, the one thing I'd always be okay with using someone like Payante is because he just simply gets grounders, and there's not a lot of like massive damage. 3 home runs his last 10 starts. He has 6 home runs in 24 appearances and 15 starts. Like he doesn't really allow home runs. Yeah. Dude, he hasn't had a start under 10 ground ball outs in 2 full months since June.
And the pitch count's encouraging, right? 104, 99,
Yeah.
95, 104. So you're not worried about him getting pulled after 80 if he's on a roll here. So it's just, Milwaukee, Willie Adames especially right now. And again, it's a guy that's not giving up homers, but
Adames,
Adames right now is not everybody out.
Well, and your boy Choreo, 300 over his last 10. Felt like he was on base every at bat in Great American.
He rolled his ankle in the first of that double and had basically get helped off the field. Didn't play the second game of that double. Thought maybe he was going to be destined for the IL. Instead, he plays the next day, homers and steals. So
I think the homer was the go ahead. I think it was like the go ahead home run in right. So like Payante, because he can keep the ball on the ground, is interesting. Aguilar, I mean, we knew that start was coming against Oakland. He had not had good numbers and doesn't miss bats. Hey, guess what? Has 7 strikeouts through his first 14 innings.
What do you think Houston's going to do in
Dude, Houston has a 19% strikeout rate this year.
Actually, I think I have sidetrack here. So, I collect cards, obviously. In the Topps box, they have home run redemption cards where if you get the redemption card for that player, you pick a day of the season. If they homer on that, you get a random specialty home run card for that player. I think I have Yordan Alvarez.
Oh, I was gonna say please say Yordan. I was in my mind saying please say Yordan.
I'm gonna check right now. I think I have Yordan Alvarez in this matchup.
He has 5. He has allowed 5 home runs in 3 starts.
I got him in the September 4th. I have Yordan Alvarez. So
is that in Great America?
I think they're still in Cincinnati in that. I think.
Let's see schedule. Let's look at the schedule. I got the schedule up here. September 4th is a Wednesday, and they are in Cincinnati. So this is a little confusing, though.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm going to have to go to Fangraphs and look at who the probable starter is. ESPN has Julian Aguilar listed for September 4th. And that would not be possible if Julian Aguilar is going to pitch on September 2nd. That would not be possible. So listed on Fangraphs is Connor Phillips. He is a right-handed pitcher. He is currently pitching in AAA, and that is who.
So they're gonna they might be calling up Connor Phillips.
Wait.
And his 9 ERA at AAA this year.
2.29 home runs per 9 innings. 9.57 ERA, 6.8 xFIP. This is the listed starter.
We'll be ready to go then for the for the Wednesday start sidetrack. I don't know how I didn't pick my birthday of all days to be the home run redemption, but we'll live with that, I guess. Anyways, so loving Houston, I would imagine this spot.
Yes.
Would he? We kind of skim by Verlander. If there was a pitcher, maybe he would be able to kind of get it done. I mean, it's not great, right? But Ellie's in cold. He's been striking out a lot in the middle of that lineup. They definitely have streaky hitters there.
Yeah, it's a ballpark.
Because you're not going to pitch Gavin Williams versus Kansas City or Flexen versus Baltimore.
So I would maybe look at Gavin Williams only because no one else at this tier has the strikeout equity there.
Sure.
I know Kansas City's been good against righties, obviously. They also lost.
So this was the rain delay game too. So he might have gone back out there and given up more runs than he did in the 5 innings, but
he also is pitching against a Kansas City team, no Pasquantino.
True.
So no Pasquantino, no Renfroe, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that Paul DeJong isn't suddenly the best player in baseball. I'm not saying Bobby Witt's the second best player in baseball. I'm not saying they aren't. Salvador Perez doesn't have 47 RBIs in his last 15 days, apparently.
Sure does.
But it is a offense, or it's more so a little bit watered down offense, and more so the price plus just simply when you look at the rest of the pitching tier,
Yeah.
Who can strike people out? Gavin Williams is the clear option under like.
Sure.
I mean,
And
probably
his xFIP is a full run less than his ERA, so there helps there.
like would it like honest question? Okay,
Yeah.
and I know we like Corbin Burns. Would it surprise you if Gavin Williams had more strikeouts than Corbin Burns on the Monday slate? Like just pure. I'm not talking any other production. Corbin Burns might have 8 scoreless. Would it shock you if Gavin Williams struck more people out than Corbin Burns? It's a real question. I think that's a legit.
If you look at just the matchups, you'd say, yeah, I'd be stunned. The White Sox should strike out more against Burns than the Royals against Gavin Williams, but Burns ain't missing bats. But he's not missing bats against good teams. Is he gonna not miss bats here against?
I mean, he just isn't missing. Like he just kind of isn't missing bats. Like I know he had the decent strikeout outing against the Dodgers. I'm seeing if we
He had 6 strikeouts against the White Sox in his only other start against them this year, which is like average.
I'm looking to see if we had anything out on DK Sportsbook or for the game since we are recording the night before, obviously, and they don't have any strikeout props available. So I'd just be interesting to see like what we have with those 2 pitchers because dude, he's just not missing bats, you know? So that's all. That's all I'm saying. I think that like I'm a little bit interested in Gavin Williams. I understand Kansas City is a good offense and they're especially good against righties, but it's slightly watered down and no one else has any strikeout upside close to Gavin Williams. Anywhere below Freddie Peralta, I would say. Well, sure. I guess Corbin Burns.
Let's go to catcher. Probably Dodgers against Erod. Got Will Smith at 47.
Probably. Yeah, he's really good against lefties. He's slowed down a little bit, but he had a nice little first couple games against Arizona. I cannot believe Baltimore is still priced like they're in Coors, by the way. That's sad.
Adley's been horrific. So.
No. I saw Adley's price and I went to look and they're priced as if they're all of them. Yeah. They're all still priced as if they're in.
Yeah.
Because I would love to use people against Flex.
Where would you go next?
I would play Stevenson. He has been amazing for like a long stretch of time.
His numbers are almost like Adley's.
They are, dude. They are for $1,500 cheaper. And
you actually have a higher OPS with Stevenson.
Stevenson's been better. Dude, Adley has not been good for 2 full months, right? He's splitting time with James McCann. He's not even like a full Stevenson 4,400 I think is a really good play. Ivan Herrera, if you're fading Peralta, we've talked about Herrera a couple times. He had a really good series against the Yankees. He's had like just really good at bats in general. 368, 930 OPS, and we've talked about Peralta a lot.
He's been this dude all year, right?
He has been this dude all year. IL stint ruined it a little bit, but and then Contreras returning kind of ruined it. But
Contreras returning and Contreras being hot the entire time.
Contreras not, and Peralta struggled against righties. We've talked about that all year. So Herrera, I think Bo Naylor, is always live for a home run. He has 11 on the year. That's for a catcher. Not terrible. Caratini is going to be really popular if he's in the lineup. He's $2,600. That's probably your plug and play. And then, we'll see if Austin Barnes catches the other day. I'm not going to lie. I caught lightning in a bottle. I stacked the Dodgers on the 829 slate, and I just punted catcher, and I played Austin Barnes at $2,200.
It works sometimes. Yeah.
It does. So if you want to punt Barnes against a lefty, if he's in the lineup, you could do that.
Sure. First base, you have Ohtani and Freeman against Erod or Hearn versus Flexen. Hearn versus Flexen, you mentioned the course field pricing still existing here. 5K feels a bit much. Is there a first baseman that you like here?
Josh Naylor, really, really good lately. He's just such a good run producer. I mean, dude, he has to be the most underrated run producer in baseball. No, last year. Remember how much we talked about it last year?
He was leading the league for a while. Then he got hurt.
100, almost 100 RBIs going into September, right? Like it's just he's been really good lately.
Give me a 90, 35, 110 guy,
It's literally 90. Yeah, and like so Josh Naylor, great. If you're stacking against Peralta, obviously Burleson hits second. He's really productive. Yanier Diaz, we didn't talk about at catcher. You can obviously play if him and Caratini are both in the lineup, you can play them both.
Yeah.
Goldschmidt actually kind of has been pretty incredible of late. A little bit too late for the Cardinals since they're they've folded like a lawn chair. But
if you have him in like a roto league, it's probably helping you surge up the board right
yeah,
now.
it could be. Yeah, I mean 436 with 1100 OPS. I can't imagine having him in a roto league. That'd be crazy. Goldschmidt would be good. If you are playing Milwaukee, it's the righty, so I'd prefer Hoskins, although he's been a corpse.
What do you think about Manzardo getting called?
Not only did he get called,
Two dongs.
Freaking double dong, dude. I mean, very frustrating for people who picked him up early in seasonal.
And he was very bad.
He was very bad. But like
maybe he's going to get some Jackson Holiday spark, right? Top prospect gets recalled, and
dude, he has massive power.
Yep,
massive power. And you know what's funny? Cleveland needs that. Why do you think John Kenzie Noel's playing every day?
They didn't need was another left-handed hitter, but they added one.
Fair, that's fair. Well, that's also true.
But against Milwaukee, fine. Like whatever, it's not a lefty.
So if you're not playing, if you want to get to Manzardo, if you're not playing Naylor, you can play Caratini at first too. Interesting. Singleton, another I guess option. Homered. Anyone in Cincinnati in this lineup, I think, is in play. John Luca Baker been pretty good. Just throwing it out there. I know he's hitting 160.
He's hitting for a lot of power. He's not hitting anything else.
Well, dude, he's also like just getting on base a lot, and he's had has driven in a run in 4 straight, hit a home run, stole a base, scored like weirdly good numbers despite hitting one hit a game. So yeah, I mean, I think there's a couple interesting punts here at first.
Okay. Second base. Are you spending up? Going mid-tier? Like what's a 5-game slate? So options here are certainly a bit limited.
Yeah, I think Altuve is appealing. Aguilar just has not been good. A lot of power in Great Americans. Just a bad recipe. I would say I think Houston, upon initial pod, is my favorite stack of the day. I don't know if you feel the same, but I think upon this first look pod, Houston's probably the top stack of the day.
Yeah.
Terang has been much better of late. He had a good series. Jackson Holiday, he's stealing a lot of bases. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a terrible average, but he's got singles in 4 straight games, runs in 4 straight games, stolen bases in 3 of 5. So in fantasy terms, like you're loving the 5 to 20 span there, right? Like
Jimenez, I would say when you start dropping below him and Michael Massey, I think are 2 interesting plays. Right, kind of in the same tier. Massey probably leads off here. Maybe he doesn't because Michael's been a little better, but you can go Massey. Jimenez has homers in a couple, 2 of 3. Brendan Donovan's been really good again. You can go Donovan. I don't think Gavin Lux is in the lineup here, and if he is, he's hitting near the bottom. But he continues to just have extra base hits every day, so you could definitely go there.
I see Rosario here.
He's been good. He's been productive, and you know what? Like that ballpark is just obviously conducive to hitting, right? So you can there's always a bump for everyone.
Cool. Anybody else?
Third base we go.
Jose Ramirez is your top price guy here at $6,700.
He has to be the most underrated superstar in baseball, right?
We say this, but then like in seasonal leagues, he gets drafted like top 5 pick every year. So it's like people know how good he is.
I know. He's so good.
People know how good he is. They know.
He's so good.
He's not even a big guy. So for him to have 35 homers already, like
he's gonna hit 4. He's gonna go 40-40. Nobody's talking about it, but he's gonna be a 40-40 guy.
Yeah. I agree. 100, dude, he's already at 134, 105, 34.
He's going to be 40-40. Where nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody cares. Nobody talks about it. He's in Cleveland.
Nobody cares because he happens to be doing it for the first time ever, a player's doing 50-50. And nobody's going to care that he's doing 40-40.
Not one person.
And I would totally play him here. He's going to be 1% on.
I mean, he's $6,700. He's just like,
well, no one's going to play, and no one's going to play him. But if he homers and steals, you're like, oh, great.
I mean, here's the weird thing, right? Like, he's done this before. In 2018, he had 39 homers and 34 stolen bases.
Well, this is better.
He's on pace to be better for sure. But like, he's done this, sure, right? He had 36 and 27 in 2021. That's crazy. But so yeah, he's going to go 40-40. We're going to have like multiple 40-40 guys this year, him and Ohtani. Ohtani's going 50-50.
No, dude, that's why nobody cares. Because like, there's this player that's going 50-50, and Jose's like, hey, I have like the fifth 40-40 of all time, and like nobody cares.
He's like 8th in WAR too. He's like, he can't even win, like.
No, he's no chance.
All right. So when we go below,
Bregman, if he plays, great.
Sure.
Muncy, if he plays, always up live for a home run, even lefty. Eugenio's probably going to drive in 7 runs in the spot. That's all he does.
Nolby's starting to heat up a little bit. At the Zhang with the power you mentioned.
Dude, righties. If you're not playing Gavin Williams here, this is the spot. Paul DeJong, right-handed pitcher.
Gonna hit 30 home runs this year.
Well, literally the most unexpected. I don't know. I'll think of maybe a more unexpected season, but he has to be top 3.
Kobe Mayo's back up. He's 2,500.
He is. We'll see what happens because it's expanded rosters, right? It's only 2 players, but we'll see how much he plays during these expanded rosters. But if he's in the lineup, dude, it's a objectively great spot where you just can't like spend up on Baltimore. I guess our one thing would be Urias hit the IL. Now that I think about it,
yeah,
they have Emmanuel Rivera who had a good Coors series, or at least he had a good one Coors day where he homered. If Kobe Mayo's playing, I'm really
at 2,500 on this slate. Like, it'll help you spend up at short.
It's
where you have Bobby Witt, Gunnar Henderson, Ellie De La Cruz.
Yeah, it's
really
flexing. Yeah, flexing in the bullpen of the White Sox. Yeah, I'd be in for sure.
All right, Gunnar had a terrible series in Coors. That was a.
I mean, he has largely been.
He hasn't had a good dude. Home run derbies, man. I'm telling you, they just they mess with guys sometimes.
Yeah, no, I think it's usually the guys who haven't done it or like Alonso is just a machine, right? Like he just does it. It's like, I know how to get back into whatever I'm getting back into.
Because he's always trying to hit home runs.
Correct.
But anyways, any of them, Adames has been a freak. 6 homers. We know home versus righties. And again, you called out big ground ball pitcher here, but if there was a guy to homer, it would be Willie Adames off of him in home here.
He did it against Logan Webb too, by the way.
Yeah.
Adames took Logan Webb deep in Milwaukee. That's when you know, right? Like that's when you know.
Pena and Edmund Rojas, all of them in good spots here. Obviously, Edmund Rojas get the lefty matchups at 36 and 33.
Yeah, Tommy Edmund's an auto play for me against lefties.
Yep, agreed.
He is an auto play. He's actually been really good lately too.
Yep. Any value guys on there?
Schneemann probably is in the lineup for the Guardians. He'll hit from the left side. Anything else is
outfield. We go. Outfield has Ohtani, who we talked about. Betts, Santander, Jordan. Kaiser probably not, but you could. Carroll, you could. Steer.
Yes.
Teoscar 5K against Erod feels pretty good there too.
Yeah, there's a lot to like. I'm perfectly fine if you want to play Ohtani, Betts, Santander. I think they're all amazing.
But Freeman went back to open against Marcelo the other day. So.
Like if that's the direction you want to go, salute to you. I'm sure it's going to be a profitable approach. But like, there's no reason Jordan's not priced in the 6K point. There's just not a reason that he is not 6,000. There's none. There's a zero. You cannot convince me he is not a $6,000 player. Period. Moving forward every day. I wouldn't care if he went for 0 for 50.
He might be top 5 player rest of season, honestly. You just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he's multi-home run games in 2 of his last 5. He has hits in every game he plays. He is a home run threat every single game he
And now you
plays.
got him
I
in
mean,
Cincinnati, which is like only better than Coors, right? Like,
dude, it is, yeah, for home runs, it's better.
yeah,
It's for home runs, it's literally the best
better
ballpark.
than Coors, yeah.
So I want to look at so I wanted to look at what Aguilar's. All right, you ready for this?
Yep.
Take a stab at Julian Aguilar's fly ball rate this year.
21%.
Fly ball rate?
Home run the fly ball rate or fly
No,
ball?
just fly ball rate.
48%.
You were very close on both those guesses. It
Okay.
has to be your birthday. 49% fly ball rate, 20% home run to fly ball rate.
I did not look. I swear to God. I just saw.
Those are, first off, kudos to you.
I gotta go find like a jar of gumballs.
Amazing, amazing guesses on both those.
Yeah.
Also, second, those tell me that there are going to be a lot of home runs and a lot of fly balls that leave the yard here.
Yeah.
He is not going to make it in Cincinnati very long.
No.
Again, salute to every of those elite talents that you mentioned. Jordan Alvarez is the best play for me of the day.
I agree. Again, no disrespect to anybody else or Corbin Carroll, who has
absolutely not. He's been amazing.
You're going to look at his season at the end of the year and be like, not a bad follow-up, right? Like, batting average could use a little love, but then you look at the second half, you're like, he hit like 350 since the All-Star break.
He's fully back.
Fully back. Whatever mechanical adjustment, because that's all it was. He wasn't hurt, obviously.
No.
It was simply some sort of mechanical adjustment that they made, and he is just timing everything up perfectly. Yep. Had the inside the park homer the other day, just on like a, risk reward defensive effort. Kiermaier trying to make a highlight reel play, and he couldn't jump 30 feet up a wall, and next thing you know, Carroll's running the bases. So if you want that, you can. 54. I know it's Flaherty, but Flaherty, I'm fine. Carroll, the way he's swinging it right now. Teoscar has always been a guy against lefties. 5K against Erod. The cheaper part of that Dodgers stack that you can get. Chorio, as you mentioned, $4,400. He's been really good. Peterson, 43. Eloy's been good. I mean, this is a little revenge game for Jimenez as well, going up against the White Sox here. So good 4K range.
Very good 4K range. I just hate the Orioles pricing. I need to get it out of my mind that they're a good play despite the pricing. But, man, I just can't play Ryan O'Hearn at 5K or like Cedric Mullins 4,800. It feels disgusting. Even like TJ Friedl, who's hitting in the middle of their lineup. Cincinnati lineup is fine. McCarthy's obviously slowed down a little bit, but it was hard to keep the pace that he was on. I like the Jimenez play. I don't like the price all that much, but the White Sox starting Flexen plus bullpen is really appealing. Dude, Big Christmas is legit. John Kenzie Noel, $4,100. Like, I know he's been really good against lefties. Dude, he's homering so much. He has 13 home runs in 47 games. He has 19 extra base hits in 49. He has a 600 slug in 47 games. Yep. He is he's a nuclear time bomb that also has the best nickname in baseball.
Big Christmas, yeah.
Dude, no doubt. Best nickname in baseball. 4,100 is, if you're playing Guardians, he is a lock and load part of that stack. They moved him up to 5th on the Sunday slate too.
Yeah.
I mean, he is just a nuclear bomb.
Cincinnati got Jake Fraley, 35. If you just want to go against Verlander, Melendez, 32. Value? Anything else down here that you're looking at?
The Dodgers called Pages up. I don't know if he's in. I mean, he was really good against lefties. If he's in the lineup, I think that's interesting. Newt Barr had a really, really, really good series against the Yankees, specifically on Sunday. He was great. Will Brennan, he'll be in the lineup, I assume. We'll see if the.
Do you chase Jordan Walker's 5 for 5 day?
Yeah, I mean, this is the right split. He's a super talented baseball player. So you can go there. Interesting. So we'll see what Houston does, right? They have a lot of really intriguing low tier plays.
Yeah.
Jay Hay signed there.
Yeah.
I assume he'll play against a righty. He had in his debut double RBI, 2 runs, or double and 2 RBIs. Then Ben Gamel's been playing like every day for the Astros. He's been pretty productive. He's
Yeah.
$2,400, and they're hitting him like fifth, sixth. If
Yeah,
like
he's your Jordan correlation, right? Like
yeah. I mean,
5,800 for Jordan, $2,400 for Gamble. You kind of lock it in, right? Don't you?
yeah. If he's playing for sure, it's kind of like a lock and load. I don't think there's anything else. I don't think there's anything worth it.
No, I agree. All right, so we plug Corbin. Are we doing Gavin Williams 64? Are we doing?
Want to go Peralta? Let's go Peralta. Like double spend.
Okay, double spend. Catcher then. We got 4K at play, so we got the money.
Caratini 26.
Sure. What was our other spend down? Do we have
Edmund shortstop or?
There's a third bit or Kobe Mayo, right? 25.
Kobe Mayo, yeah, if he plays Kobe Mayo for sure.
Then we spend up for what? Ellie Gunner here. You like Edmund? We could do Edmund at short. Can we get like bets then?
We'll probably be able to get Mookie 62 and like comfortably get Mookie. 62.
Second base.
Jimenez 38 or
Jimenez is good for me here. And that gives us a 40.
Naylor. That gives us Naylor, who hit. They bat Jimenez. I don't know if you saw. They hit Jimenez second on Sunday. So
yeah,
that's going to be. There's a little correlation between that Cleveland.
All right, works for me. Burns, Peralta, Carantini, Naylor, Jimenez, Mayo, Edmund, Gamble, Jordan, and Bats first look lineup build right there for everybody. Again, James and Henry will be here live at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you hit that like, hit that subscribe so you get notified when that show goes live here. Follow us on the X Machine. Get us over in the Fantasy Alarm Discord. We appreciate all your support, guys. We'll catch you later.